So we've just talked about a lot of plugins and accessories for Final Cut Pro, and now we're going to look at one specific one for After Effects. After Effects does not come from Adobe with built-in video scopes like your waveform, your vector scope, parade scopes for monitoring the levels in your video. But there are plugins that do allow for scopes in After Effects. One of those is called Scopo Gigio, and it's a $125 for After Effects CS5, and it's $95 for CS3 and CS4. It's a plugin, but it's not an effect. When you install it, it actually gives you a new option under Window, and you go Window Scopo Gigio, and it gives you a pop-up window here of video scopes. And what's nice is it will reflect whatever you have selected in your project pane. So if you watch right now as I step through these different 5D clips here, the scope is reflecting what I'm clicked on there. And also I can go to my composition, and it will also reflect that composition there. As you can see, as I move this around here, at the bottom, composition is the EPK opening. And as I step through, the scope itself is going to change to reflect the picture. Now you've got a full complement of different types of scopes: your parade, your vector scope, and your waveform, and the different monitoring abilities within those particular scopes. You can go to Preferences and bring up different types of SD scopes, HD scopes. You can show the different RGB or IRE levels. And it's pretty much like any particular scope plugin. You have all the different ways of displaying, whether you're looking at lines 0 through 255 or 16 through 235, depending on what color space and what particular kind of footage you're working in. It's resizable. You just drag the corner. You can get a resize there, and depending on how big your screen is, you can actually change the display size of the Scopo Gigio itself. And here's a nice little program that I have been using for years as a sort of a replacement for the Finder. It's in the Macintosh. The app is called Pathfinder. And what this does is it gives you, instead of opening up a Finder window like you're used to, which is that Finder window there, you do all your Finder work within a Pathfinder window. It is infinitely customizable, and it does so much more than I personally use it for, because I don't get into a lot of the deep terminal details and things like that. But the way I have mine set up, it's pretty simple. I have a main window here to do all of my browsing in the Finder itself. I use the left side here sort of like a regular Finder window for to show my different places, my shared folders, recent documents, and things of that nature. I have a pop-out drawer on the right side. The top I have the attributes pane, where say I can go into something like a Capture Scratch folder here, and if I was wanting to look at some files here, I can select them. You can select any number of files, and you can do things like change the label on them just by clicking. Without doing a lot of right-clicking, you can get in here and add spotlight comments and just change any of the file attributes. I also have a recent folders pane in this drawer where it just gives you a running list of the most recently used folders. The most recent one is at the top. As you scan down, you can see older folders that you've used as you've been working on your machine. I like to have the preview window here where I can, at any point, I can just check what's going on in the particular file there. There's also an info window that I like mine configured here, where I can see lots of information about the particular file. If you're out on a folder, you can hit calculate and get the amount of stuff in the amount of file size in the folder itself. And it's just so customizable, because you can see here it's sort of like your Finder window, because you can put different places up in the menu bar. You can use cover flow. You can look at stuff by icon view or list view. But just toggling through the drop-down menu itself, you'll see there's so many different things that this guy can do. You can, as I said, you can do terminal stuff from it. You can burn disks. You can compress files and email them. You can archive stuff. It's got really nice copy commands where you can select files and copy to another drive. And I've had file copies that fail in the Finder, but by using the copy to in Pathfinder, it actually was able to copy those files to a different drive.